For this video, we're just going to briefly go over the CFR and its parts, and then we're going to browse the CFR on the U.S. Government Printing Office site to look at a regulation. The CFR was first published in 1938. It is revised annually with regulations collected from the Federal Register, and the CFR is arranged by subject. So the structure of the CFR is quite a bit different from the Federal Register. It's first arranged by titles, so there are 50 titles that are updated in 4 installments each year. So titles 1 through 16 will be updated on January 1st, titles 17 through 27 on April 1st, 28 through 41 on July 1st, and titles 42 through 50 on October 1st. And each title is divided into chapters, and the chapters will contain the rules of a specific agency. Chapters divided into parts. Now each part will begin with an authority note, and this is the legislation that authorizes this agency or department to make this regulation. Somewhere in the part, either right after the authority note or at the end, will be a source note. Now the source note will give you the Federal Register citation where this rule was last published. And this is important to notice because the Federal Register, as we remember from the last video, has unique information that won't be found in the CFR. And finally, parts are divided into sections. So if you want the official version of the CFR, you need to look at it in print, or the official electronic version is found at the GPO website, gpoaccess.gov/CFR or fedsis.gov. The unofficial version is the eCFR. Do not cite this version. However, it is updated from the Federal Register within a day or two, so you can consult this if you're keeping your eye on a particular process. And for historical access, you can look at Hein Online, Westlaw, or LexisNexis. From FedSys, gpo.gov/FedSys, I'm going to browse the Code of Federal Regulations. I'm going to look for something recent from 2013. And I'm going to look at Title 6, Domestic Security. Before I go on from here, though, here we're at the end of October. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and note that the last one available is Title 41, which was on July 1st. So this hasn't updated with the last installment of titles yet. So Title 6, Domestic Security, and that will expand out to the Department of Homeland Security, Office of the Secretary. And this is showing what's available, and then over on the right column is how I can get it. I can look at it XML or PDF. And I want to look at Part 5, Disclosure of Records and Information. I'll select the PDF of that. So first you see an outline of the sections after the title. This was broken down into subparts for the Freedom of Information Act, the Privacy Act, Disclosure of Information in Litigation, and it breaks each subpart down into its various sections. Now at the end, right here is that authority note. So this is the legislation that authorizes this department to make this rule, and this one has the source note following the text. So this rule last appeared in the Federal Register on January 27th, 2003, and that was volume 68, page 4056. So if you're going to refer to this regulation in a brief, you would want to update it, which means you want to make sure no changes have been made since its appearance in the Federal Register back in 2003 or in this volume of the CFR.